Not only China, another US adversary is now being linked by some experts to Iran's missile program. A fresh theory now suggests Iran may be using North Korean-linked weapons against US and Israeli targets. That has fueled speculation that Iran may have used a North Korean-derived long-range weapon in the Diego Garcia strike. Experts told Fox News Digital on March 30 that Iran's long-range ballistic missile capability may trace back to North Korean designs or direct procurement from Pyongyang. One expert made those remarks while analyzing Iran's recent ballistic missile attack on the joint U.K. US base at Diego Garcia. Iran reportedly attacked the Diego Garcia base with 2 ballistic missiles, putting fresh focus on the true reach of its missile arsenal. Bruce Bechtol said, and I quote, "The missile launched at Diego Garcia was a Musudan. The Iranians bought 19 of these from the North Koreans and took delivery in 2005. They have had this capability since 2005, and this is no secret weapon." Short-range ballistic missiles that Iran has launched toward US targets in neighboring Gulf states rely on the Qiam system, which was developed with North Korean assistance. Iran's new Shahab-3 missile is almost an exact copy of the North Korean No-Dong. The North Koreans proliferated around 150 No-Dong systems to Iran in the late 1990s. The Iranians were apparently very happy with the missiles the North Koreans provided them, and following the earlier precedent of the Scud Sea factory, contracted with Pyongyang to build a No-Dong facility in Iran. North Korea is the seller and Iran is the buyer. North Korea develops all the component parts of the weapon systems, and Iran pays using cash and oil. Unquote. Remember, Iran reportedly attacked the joint UK-US base on Diego Garcia using 2 ballistic missiles. Iran has long maintained that it does not possess missile capabilities beyond 2,000 kilometers. That claim is facing fresh scrutiny because Diego Garcia lies nearly 4,000 kilometers away, suggesting either longer-range strike capability or some other explanation for how the attack was carried out. China has reportedly sent ships to Iran that are believed to be carrying chemicals used for missile fuel production. At least 4 sanctioned Iran-flagged vessels have reportedly docked in Iran since the war began, according to reporting based on shipping data analysis. The Telegraph made that claim through an analysis of maritime tracking and shipping data linked to vessel movements between China and Iran. Another vessel was also reported to be waiting offshore near Iranian waters as the war continued. Those sanctioned ships were said to have used deceptive routing patterns and, in some cases, disabled tracking systems during the voyage. The reported cargo ships were said to have sailed from Gaolan port in China toward Iranian shores. The ships are believed to be carrying sodium perchlorate, according to the reporting and expert assessments cited in related coverage. Sodium perchlorate is a precursor chemical used to produce ammonium perchlorate, which is a key ingredient in solid-fuel rocket motors for ballistic missiles. Reporting and expert analysis said the shipments could give Iran enough precursor material to help produce hundreds of ballistic missiles. It remains unclear whether Iran still has the industrial capacity to manufacture missiles at scale after weeks of bombing. Even so, analysts cited in the coverage said Iran could likely continue firing roughly 10 to 30 missiles a day for another month. In the latest reported setback, Iran shot down a U.S. F-15E over its airspace, and 2 crew members were said to have ejected from the aircraft. Helicopters and a military aircraft sent for the rescue mission were also reportedly hit by Iranian forces during the operation. After that, Trump said the downing of the U.S. aircraft would not affect peace talks, even as pressure mounted on his administration to respond. However, those peace talks then appeared to collapse after Iran reportedly rejected Trump's 14-point proposal. Iran has also repeatedly warned the United States against launching a ground invasion, threatening severe consequences if American troops enter the country. Our conditions for ending the war are completely clear. We do not accept a ceasefire, rather we seek a complete end to the war, not only in Iran but across the entire region, and the provision of comprehensive guarantees that such aggressions will not happen again, as well as the payment of damages and compensation that must be paid to the people of Iran due to the extent of the harm inflicted on them. I do not think they would dare to do such a thing as ground warfare. They would face very heavy losses. We, of course, do not seek this. We did not seek this war, and we did not start it. But we have defended ourselves, and done so strongly. The losses inflicted on them, their facilities, their equipment, their radars in the region, their aircraft, They're strategic aircraft. You saw what happened to the AWACS or the refueling tankers. We know very well how to defend ourselves. In ground warfare, we are even more prepared and better equipped. We are fully ready to confront any threat of a land invasion of our country. We hope they don't make such a mistake. Naturally, the guarantee of no war in the future of one or two countries is not sufficient. Experience has even shown that guarantees by the UN Security Council are not sufficient either. Ideas have been proposed by our partners on how to create guarantees for a complete and lasting end to the war. These ideas have been conveyed to us, and we are reviewing them to determine what guarantees could be effective if the war is to end according to Iran's conditions. Artificial deadlines serve no purpose other than making matters more difficult, and as you have seen, such deadlines have already been extended twice. Therefore, I believe the US president must change his approach. One cannot speak to the Iranian people with the language of threats or deadlines. The Strait of Hormuz is in fact located within the internal waters of Iran and Oman, not in international waters. Therefore, it is natural that the interests of Iran and Oman must be considered regarding transit through it. At present, from our perspective, the strait is fully open, but it is closed to ships belonging to countries that are at war with us, which is also natural. In wartime, we cannot allow our enemies to use our internal waters for transit. Yemen has its own policies in this regard. Just as they previously took actions in support of the people of Gaza and Palestine, if they now decide to take action, that is up to them. We are not asking anything of anyone. We know well how to defend ourselves and do not need anyone in this regard.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.